going, Big Dap?
Morning. Let me make sure you guys can hear me. Hey guys, happy Monday. Sorry about that. Guys, I am so sorry on the time. I don't normally set the time. Um YouTube, the minute that not YouTube, StreamYard, the minute that I set up a live, it just automatically is like going live, right? Anyway, long story short, my bad. I had to make a couple of phone calls. I was trying to get the information regarding Nesto's hearing. It's my understanding that there are some folk in the courthouse on today, but we won't know it until we see it. So there's a court proceeding going on, or it could be over. I'm sure it's over by now. But as far as the details, I don't know. There could be a update on that particular blogger's community wall, but like I said, I haven't even had a chance to check. I was calling to see if there was some access via Zoom, and that was not the case. And then I fell into another phone call, and then now here I am. So my bad, y'all. That I'm late. So someone is saying that Keisha wanted us to see her bowling ball boobies in her latest vlog. I guess maybe they went back to Orlando. Seems like they're going to SeaWorld. I'm scrolling through right now. I don't know if Auntie went too, because it seems like she always brings her sister. Um, that just posted like 2 hours ago. We'll get into it tomorrow. See what Keisha's got going on over there, because God forbid, girl. We'll let them have it. Let me see, what are y'all doing? Welcome. It is Monday. It is members, it's mods. Thank you so much for all that you guys do. You say this should be fun. Also, you guys have sent a bunch of Dear Fran letters. Like, it's about 20 at this moment, which is a nice number considering I hadn't gotten any in a while. Hey, Erica, good morning. J Fox, Jackson, Tabasco, Miss HLS, Rita, Erica, India, Sonia's Edges. Good morning. Jackson, Tabasco. A lot. So, Good morning to everyone. It's members and mods today. So, anyone here at this moment who is a member, if you are a moderator, thank you so much. It may not have been on members and mods earlier, but we're on members and mods. Wednesday is members and mods over on my other channel, Real Talk Bougie. So, okay, guys, we are going to get into a Dear Fran letter. There are a couple I was trying to pick out that I wanted to read. There's, I wasn't really sure which way we should go. Some of these are really juicy. Some are like HR questions. Um, One of them specifically, yeah, there's some marriage advice, relationship questions. um, it's interesting. So I'm gonna pick out one or two that we'll talk about. Um, I wanted to go get caught up a little bit with Jasmine for a moment. If there's anything else, I guess, um, literally someone at so there's a question someone just asked, what is sex like after a hysterectomy? I guess that's a valid question. It's good. When after your um So informally, this is a I'm just answering it informally. It's good. It's very good. Your putty cat gets very tight. It's like vaginal. I don't know what the vaginal rejuvenation surgery consists of, but what I'm going to tell you is anybody who has had a hysterectomy can attest to this. Your putty cat, if it wasn't tight already, it's going to be tight and it's going to feel tighter. I can tell you this after I had my surgery. Not that my stuff was loose, or anything like that. And I did not, I had a C-section. So my stuff wasn't all that, but it was back. It was very, very, very giving much like I feel like I'm very much in control of my muscle and it's very tight. So what's sex like? It's good. So I hopefully that answers the question. I will answer that. I will put some more respect on that question. Um and anyone who's had a hysterectomy, if you would like to chime in, we could do that. Choosing words are hold on faster. Some people ask some funny questions. Okay, I'm gonna pick one or two that we'll talk about before, but yeah, these are some funny questions. I want to cut off all of my family, even parents and adult kids. I could be wrong for doing so. I'm just tired of fake love. What's the point in keeping in contact with them? Besides, I moved away from them to a place I know no one. Am I weird? Please let me know. Oh, I don't know. What do you guys think about that? You need to update your what, Olivia Pope? Welcome to the new member, Dimples Wimples. Thank you, sis. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Um, Dimples Wimples, thank you so much, sis. Thank you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome on Members and Mods Day, the very special Members and Mods Day, where we celebrate all members and mods for doing what you do, volunteering those coins and volunteering your time to keep the chat fabulous. Thank you so much for that. Um, all right, I'm going to put these into a little bit more of a cohesive order. And you know how we would do this before. We would just pick one and we would kind of chew on it for a bit. And I would give my answer, but I'm skimming through some of these. There's like 31 altogether right now. Um, Someone's asking a Dear Fran letter about Nesto. This is not the where you send Nesto questions. Do you believe Nesto will take a plea for CP? What do you think about Erica King going to plea too? Um, I'm gonna answer that with there needs to be an indictment. So I don't have any thoughts on that until he gets indicted. And if he gets indicted, I doubt they're going to offer any deals. Um, I have been a friend with a guy for over 7 years. Okay, there's a lot of questions. Um, okay, couple of so I'm gonna group the perimenopausal questions, the hysterectomy questions, the I don't want to have sex questions, um, uh, what is it called? Postpartum type questions. I'm going to lump all that stuff together and we're going to do an evening call because I feel like, especially at this time, I'm late today. I don't think that we can do it any justice on this daytime talk situation. And I think that you guys might want to call in to offer some sisterly advice to some of these people who have questions about changes in their life, whether it's having a baby and wanting to give up the putty cat, whether after having a hysterectomy, what's that like? And or some family type questions. There's a few HR questions in here. So we have some good questions and I think I would like to address them in a little bit more of a cohesive order. We can hear you can hear me good. Okay. So Dimples Wimples, thank you for supporting. Um Let's see. It depends on why she feels that way. Did she have issues with her family? That was on the part of the family. Um, are any of you guys ready to call in? We can do that question if you like. Um, let me see. Let me go back. The one who wants to move away from her family. Um, okay, this is the whole entire thing. I'm gonna show it to you. I'm not going to show the name of the person, obviously, or their any of their information, but this is the question. Okay, hold on. Let's get into this part first. Why not? Okay, guys, we are getting ready to get into a Dear Fran letter. If you have a question for me, Fran, over here on Love Lies and Lace Fronts, you have a romance, relationship, finance, career question, let me know. You can go ahead and there will be a link to a Google Doc and you can send me your question and we will talk about it on an upcoming episode on Love, Lies, and Lace Fronts where we do reactions, reviews, and commentary. Sis is asking, what was the question again? We're going to talk about it right now. Okay. Um, hey, pineapples, you remember this, right? We're getting into a Dear Fran. And there is a Dear Fran playlist. And I'm going to just tell you guys up front everything Dear Fran is not in there. When I put that playlist together, I was trying to capture what we had in Dear Fran at that moment. And there's about 7 videos in there, and it's not everything, but moving forward, any Dear Fran segment will be in there like now. So it says, Dear Fran, I want to cut off all of my family, even parents and the adult kids. I could be wrong for doing so. I'm just tired of the fake love. What's the point in keeping contact with them? Besides, I moved away from them to a place I know no one. Am I weird? Please let me know. Let me drop this call in so anybody who's able to call in, because I'm getting ready to. This is all we know. I want to cut off all of my family, even parents and adult kids. I mean, there are people out there for some reason that feel no ties or kinship with their family. Let's just be real. There are some people who feel closer to friends, closer to acquaintances than they do their own family. Also, there are people who are very much introverted and don't necessarily feel like they have to talk to you or see you a lot. All we know is this, Petty Patty. This is all we know. Like, there's nothing, literally, this is it. I want to cut off all of my family, even parents and adult kids. So maybe she's even talking about her kids. I don't know. Her parents and adult kids. I could be wrong for doing so. I'm just tired of fake love. What's the point in keeping in contact with them besides I moved away from them to a place I know no one? Am I weird? Please let me know. So, first of all, are you weird? It's a little, I'm going to be honest, it's a little strange. And not strange as in it's peculiar. Um, First of all, if you've already made the grand decision to move away from your family and cut them off, sis, you've already done it. You don't even need my advice. Right. I don't even know if we need, like, for me, I don't even need any more information. Ma'am, if you moved away to a place where you know no one and you feel like their love is fake, I guess for me, that's all the information I need. I can't justify it. I'm just gonna say this. You've already made your decision. I want to cut off all of my family, even parents and adult kids. I could be wrong for doing so. I'm just tired of fake love. So fake love from them, fake love, giving fake love to them. You really don't want to be bothered with them. I don't know. It's to me, it's kind of like what's the point in keeping contact with them besides I moved away? So you moved away somewhere else and you're trying to justify not really keeping in touch and cutting ties. I'm going to just, this is going to be a short answer for me. I'm going to be really honest. I don't know what answer you want. Like, I'm not, so let's see. Jackson Tabasco says, I'm an introvert. I deal with people in doses. There are times I need to be alone. I need alone time. With that being said, I could not leave my family alone unless there is trauma there. Yeah, and we don't really know what the trauma is, so that's a great point. This person sounds like they've already made a decision, and I guess their main question was, am I weird? It's not weird to want to separate yourself from your family. It's weird that you're asking me because honestly, that is such a personal decision. I could never make that decision for someone. You could write me a damn encyclopedia of bullet notes. I'm not ever going to tell someone to distance themselves from their blood. That's a decision that you seem to have already made. I'm just wondering if maybe you're wanting to know, like, was it okay? And I'm going to say, from a family point of view, no, it's not okay. If you are a mother or a father, like, let's just say, I want to cut off all of my family, even parents and adult kids. So let's just say you've got parents out here that took care of you for a period of time and you have children and you want to cut everybody off. If you're going to go with you're dead to me, like, I don't understand. I'm going to be honest. I appreciate you being a subscriber, I would imagine, to my channels and everything, but it just sounds very selfish. Unless there is, to the one person's point, some severe trauma, which you didn't tell us that, um, then that would justify cutting off people that you feel like don't have your back or you don't have any relationship with. But if it's just too much for you to deal with your parents, they're annoying or they don't have enough money or it's time for you to actually take care of them. It's giving a little bit selfish. And also for your children, to not have access to you as their parent because you feel like there's some fake love, you have to look into what you're giving because sometimes you're getting what you're giving. If people are giving you fake love, why? Why is your family so fake? Or is it you having to pretend and you're giving fake love and it's too hard for you to deal with them for whatever the set of circumstances are? I don't know. Again, so to the person who said we need more information, I guess that we would need more information from the standpoint to really give you some advice. But like I said, it sounds like you already made your decision. And if you don't want to deal with them anymore, you're just going to have to deal with the repercussions. You're not going to always be well. You're not going to always be happy. And if you cut people off and you just reach out to them when you need them, like you need a pick me up, you need a pep talk, you need $20, you need a place to sleep, you want someone to love you, or you want someplace to go during Christmas, and you want someplace where people are going to open up the door. Just understand when that doesn't come back to you, like you are setting the stage for a very lonely existence. But if that's what you want, then you need to just own it. But cutting off your parents and potentially cutting off your adult children, that means you're cutting off grandchildren. You're like, it's almost like a death. And that's a very selfish thing. Unless these people have dragged you literally and figuratively and you absolutely hate them, why are you doing something so drastic? Like to your parents, you're their child, no matter how old you are, and to your children to not give them access to you. It's just, look, it's your choice. And it's a choice that you're going to have to live with. You're not going to get Bougie Gang to give you the green check on it's okay to do that, because I think that it's a little of a selfish act unless there have been some criminal behavior where you seriously have to distance yourself from these people because your life depends on it. Otherwise, I think you need to figure out why your family annoys you so much, find some safe ground to interact with them on, and set some boundaries. It sounds like you have a all or nothing kind of boundary system. And at the end of the day, set some appropriate boundaries that make you feel comfortable. That doesn't mean cutting everybody off, because you might need them before they need you. And people are less likely to stick their neck out for you if they know that you're just using them because you need them at the moment, rather than you're busy and you haven't been in touch. Me personally, I'm very much of a self-sufficient person, even though I live in the house with my husband and my daughter and the dogs. I'm a little bit of an introvert, and I think we all kind of are under this roof, but um we rely on and love each other all very much. And at the end of the day, you can't have people feeling like you're just getting in contact because you need something, and otherwise I don't want to be bothered. You know what I mean? That's not cool. I don't know what you guys think. So yes, you said you have to set boundaries with family. I'm very introverted and don't like being around people sometimes. I have to remind folks, because we don't talk every day doesn't mean I don't care. I'm not fond of some of my family, but would not cut them off. My daughter, I would never cut off. Both of my parents are deceased. I wish they were still here to call. I think hard before you just cut. I mean, it's one thing to not talk to people, but when you deliberately like, I'm not talking to so and so, that's I think it's look, they may be bad people. So in our defense to the person who wrote this note, we don't know all the details. So fake love, right. We don't know what the fake love is. Is the fake love coming or is the fake love going? Is it too much effort to deal with them, or is it just seem fake and phony when it comes to you? You know what I mean? So it's not, I think the older that we get, the more that we realize that our family are not our friends. Like, let's be clear here. Family are not, we do have family that are friends. It's wonderful when you have a family member that you love and is family, like is family, but also a friend. The majority of your family are people that you share blood with, that maybe you wouldn't have been friends with had you not had the same grandfather, same father, mothers, your mothers or sisters. Think you may not have even had anything to do with these people had you not come together as this family, right? So let's think about that for a minute. But to deliberately want to just like say, I'm not dealing with them anymore. You guys know we had a situation some years ago where someone did something to us, my husband, but when they do something to him, they're doing something to me, right? And we did not deliberately cut this person off. Um, I mean, there's a little bit of, there's forgiveness that comes into play. So I don't know. Everybody is not you and you are not. We all don't have the same thinking. And, sometimes people do have really ratchet families. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But it's unfortunate. Sounds like she needs work on setting and enforcing and adhering to boundaries. Also level setting expectations because our people, our bloodline, our relatives, they aren't all carbon copies of us. We're not going to all navigate this thing called life the same way. Some people are thieves. Some people are lazy. Some people don't know how to make any money. Some people have no class. Some people are dumb. Some people are extremely smart. Some people are high sedity. Some people are going to be extremely bougie. Some people are going to be just wretched AF. You're going to have some pookies in your bloodline, all of those things. And all of that makes up your family, right? And when you make a conscious decision that you don't want to deal with them anymore, I guess that's the conscious decision that you will be making, but you're also going to have to deal with the repercussions of it. Nobody to visit you at the hospital, nobody to take you to the hospital, nobody to pick you up from a doctor's appointment, nobody who's going to be holding your hand when you take your last breath. If you are okay with creating a situation where nobody knows where you are, nobody's talking to you, you've cut off your kids, it's just I don't know. For me, it's hard to operate, even to fathom the notion because family means a lot to me. Um so I think that would be very hard. And I think it would be a mistake. I don't think that that's a good thing to do. So um if your family's toxic and they're a bunch of ne'er-do-wells, set the boundary. I think there's no need to say I don't fuck with you anymore. Set the boundaries. Like you said, you live in a place where nobody knows you. They don't know who you are. So I'm going to assume that maybe your family's not close. You don't have to worry about them just coming over to the house. And you know how to not answer the phone. You can send a text and say I'm busy. You can call people back on the weekend. Like, the fact that you really don't want to deal with these people anymore is a little bit strange. I'm just gonna that is a little weird. So to answer your question, am I weird? I don't know if you are weird as a person, but it is weird what you're doing because to have family, whatever your family makeup is, it is a blessing. And these are people who love you regardless. If you find their love fake, what I would want to know is why. Why is their love fake to you? Why is their love not good enough for you that it's fake? And if you feel like they really don't love you, they really don't care about you, but they're trying to deal with you anyway, isn't that what family is? Not saying that family doesn't love you and they are fake and phony about it, but are you someone that makes yourself unlovable? Like, what is it? What makes this love fake? I guess that's what I would want to know. So, but just on face for this question, distancing yourself from your family, that's a lot. And I think that you're not going to find a lot of people to be able to maybe co-sign your current decision because that's not the norm of what people, no matter how they feel about their family, they're not going to just completely cut everyone off. Live your life. And if your life consists of a lot of solitude, then I think that can be respected. But to just cut someone off is a rejection of sorts. I think there's a difference between living your life in solitude and peace and minimalism as far as family and people are concerned without having to offend people and tell them I'm not fucking with you anymore and this is the reason why. You know what I mean? So we don't really know all of that. These are some assumptions. If you see my AT&T bill, you won't see me initiating phone calls. Ah, me too. Um, I can get in isolation hermit mode, but I definitely check in, love my people. And when I snap out of it, it's like we didn't skip a beat. Absolutely. Cause you know what? They might be going through it themselves too. And that's okay because everybody's resets are different. Me taking a break from people is to benefit them because I would pop off if I had to be around people 24/7. Okay. And it's also maybe a benefit for you too to a reset. You know what I mean? Just to kind of reset, take a break, recenter, all of those things. My family knows that I am an introvert, and just because I don't talk, just my okay. My family knows that I am an introvert, and just because we don't talk often or see each other doesn't mean I don't love them. My kids, my grandkids always have access to me. We're very close. Absolutely. That's a question. That's a question I have. Or is this person going through the motions and faking love them? Yeah, which could also be a little bit of self-hate. I mean, when you don't love your family, sometimes it's because you don't love you. And I mean, not loving your family is pretty deep. Like, what did they do? What is wrong? What happened? Now, it doesn't mean that it's always some self-loathing, but there's something there that's not, I don't know. I don't know. This is a very short note, but very deep. And I would encourage you to not make any grand declarations of telling people you're not dealing with them because the very next week you could need them. And it's not just because you would need them. Our families show up with more than just a casserole. You know, it's the people that knew you when you were 5. It's the people that blew your nose. It's the people that know your father. It's the people that know your grandfather. It's the people that you don't even have to talk. Like, family is something very special and is a blessing. There are people out here who have very small, tiny families. If 2 people die, that's it. They don't have anybody else, no cousins, no aunties, no this, no that. Luck for me, I will never have that problem. We are very deep on both sides. Both sides of my husband's family and my family had lots and lots of kids, lots of cousins, lots of everything. And that's just not going to happen. But I don't have to talk to everybody every day, but I am part of the family. Now, if you feel like you need to distance yourself, like you didn't give us enough information to tell us the reason why, I'm just going to fall back to you as an adult making a decision for yourself. But just understand that that's going to be a very lonely place and it's going to be a very dangerous place because if anything happens to you, maybe you have friends that you can count on, but you can't count on anyone better than your own family. Um, I just, people who don't have the same blood with you aren't always going to give you that same level of, if something happens, who is going to look out for you? Like, I could land in any city, and if I have a family member there, I know I have an immediate contact. I don't care if I hadn't talked to them in 20 years. On the strength of my father or my mama, they're going to pick up the phone, run down, and come pick us up or send help or any of those things. Like, on the strength of that, you call a friend and they're out to dinner, they may not pick up the phone. They're with boo boo. When the cousins get on the phone, oh, so and so's in town. They just call. Oh, what's going on? Are they okay? Then the network starts going of the cousins and the aunts and what's going on and da, da, da. I mean, family network is real. Anyway, I hope for this person that they don't this is my advice. Don't make any grand declarations that you're not dealing with them because people don't like that and that could bounce back negatively on you and you might regret that decision. Um just when you think you don't need anyone, God comes right in and humbles you and makes you realize that everybody needs somebody. Absolutely. My cousin just told me yesterday that I need to get out the house. LOL. I love them. My family is wonderful. Isn't it? Those are the people that will tell you the hard truth. or like I said, boots on the ground, period. You know what I'm saying? It was funny last week when I went home to New Jersey, I was talking to a family member about another family member who was telling me about a situation not quite like this, but a little bit the spirit of something like this due to a spouse. And, you know, but there's nothing but love there and understanding. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's it is a it's a look, this is also another thing I'm gonna say. If you're having to ask people, are you weird or is this a bad decision? You already know that this is not a good decision. To me, as a grown up and as a adult and someone making their own decisions, there is nothing that anyone should be able to tell you about what you're doing. If you're standing 10 toes, you're standing 10 toes. So just understand that every action, there's an equal or positive reaction, and just be ready that if all of a sudden one of your kidneys gives out, you need some help, friends are not available, family is who's always going to be there for you. And I don't know, I'm just not the right person to ask about a cutting off family type of question because family means a lot to me. And I just think that you set appropriate boundaries and keep it moving. Anyway, interesting question, guys. Very thought provoking. I didn't think that we would get that much out of that just because it is so short. But my God, that was a question. Anyway, let's do one more. Let's see what else we have. Um, let me see. All right. You know what? There was a funny one about work. Do you guys want this next relationship one, or do you want to talk about this one at a situation at work? Since I think a lot of you guys are at work right now. It was a great question. I love the discussion. Absolutely. Very, very inward thinking because there wasn't a lot of detail. We had to kind of really rely on our own kind of social mores, right? But yeah, I'm very much I love my family. I cannot express that more. So cutting off family is kind of like, why would you do that? Like, who does that? But some people do. So I respect that. Um, good luck with that though. I recently okay, let me hold on. Okay, let me find it. I was like, this was funny. Okay, this one. Hold on. None of these people I got a chance to get in contact with before. Oh, they didn't give me their email address anyway. That's okay. Okay. So they'll be listening. Send your dear Fran questions. Okay. Don't forget. Okay. All right. I should move this up a little bit. Okay. All right. Let me drop this again. Anybody going to lunch or whatever, call in. Um, Come be my co-host for a little bit. By the way, Dennis won't be streaming. We need to wait on Pam's recap. Cool. Okay, thank you. This just in breaking news. Pam the law intellect was in the courtroom and she's got a full recap for us. Awesome. Very good. Okay, dear Fran, Hello, Fran. I have been following your Real Talk Bougie YouTube channel for some time now. I love your commentary, especially as it relates to Ernest Williams' case. I know you requested relationship questions. However, I have heard you mention on your channel that you worked in HR previously. My question is regarding your my current work environment. I work in a predominantly male environment. Oh, I forgot to mention I am a female bougie gang member. Okay, so my dilemma is I have a male coworker who keeps saying inappropriate things to me. I ignore him when he does or just walk away. However, he doesn't catch the hint because he keeps doing it. It's beginning to make my work environment uncomfortable. I can report it, but I really don't want to jeopardize his job. Lately, I have been distancing myself from him, but whenever I look up, here he comes with his unsolicited help, which I do not want or need. Please, do I have please do you have any advice on how I should handle the situation? Okay. First of all, he might like you. That's one thing. He might be a fan, okay? Not that that's the right he's got the right approach, but people do meet at work, okay? Um so um he may like you, sis. You know what I'm saying? We spend a lot of time at the job and you very well could meet your husband at the job. Now, depending on the size of your company and their fraternization policy, it may not be a problem for someone to try to date you at work. It sounds like he might have a little liking to you. That doesn't negate you feeling uncomfortable because clearly if you don't share the same feelings, that is absolutely okay. He may just be a bugaboo in the realm of he likes you, or he may just be a bugaboo, as in someone may have told him how to get promoted. And it could be helping someone who may be a peer or someone who could be more junior. And he may be trying to get brownie points by trying to help you. You think of it as unsolicited help, but your boss may have said, I want you to go help so and so. And rather than introduce the notion that Joe is going to be helping you from the other side of the office, it's kind of like, well, go see if you can be helpful. Go see if Janice needs some help. And you're taking it one way. Like, let's be clear here. If I were you, I would schedule a time and maybe have another coworker with you who can be not necessarily a mediator, but even a witness to having a conversation to ask him why he is offering, like, what the help that he's offering, or ask your boss, why is Joe coming to my desk offering help? Was he asked to offer me help? Because you don't know where the help is coming from. He could just be a bugaboo and want to help you. Maybe he thinks you're struggling. Maybe your boss sent him over. Maybe he likes you. You need to have a couple of conversations and you don't need to make a big deal out of it. It's not something that's going to put his job in jeopardy if he can get refocused on the task at hand. If there is not a fraternization policy that states that someone cannot date in the office, if the man is attracted to you, you really kind of need to just let him know at this point that his communications with you are making you feel uncomfortable because they don't seem to be all related to work, and you would like for them to stop. And I would do it with a witness. I would have a colleague there or a HR business partner. But you're going to have to disclose it to someone. I mean, if he's bothering you to the point where it makes you feel uncomfortable, um, and he doesn't have a right to harass you, that's sexual harassment. Even if he hasn't said anything out of the way, you don't have to feel uncomfortable because someone likes you, because someone wants to help you, or some a process isn't being managed properly. I've been in situations at work where somebody was told to offer me help and I rejected it and they were insulted. I didn't know my boss told them to come help me. I told the person I didn't need any help and they felt some type of way. What they should have done is just said, so and so, my desk is light at this moment. And so told me to come over here and see if you had anything that you would like for me to work on. Some people are awkward. They don't know how to have business conversations and they don't know how to ask you to properly offload maybe something that you can take off of your desk and give them something to do. Also, the manager whose responsibility it is to reassign work is being lazy. So we don't really know why he's always at your desk offering to help, but we also don't know. It could be a culmination of him liking you, wanting to approach you, and then also business reasons of maybe being, saying, "Oh, if you're finished with your projects, why don't you go help so and so?" There could be a couple of different reasons, but I do think that you need to have a conversation either with your manager or a business partner, HR business partner, and let them know that there have been some interactions with one of your coworkers and you're just not clear about it. You don't want to affect his job because that's not what you're doing, but you just want to be clear what's really going on. And it's straddling the fence of, I'm not sure if he likes me or he just wants to help me. And you can tell that to someone. These people have heard this all before, trust me. And sometimes there are people who are socially awkward who don't understand that they are harassing people. Tam said, I'm married. I married my work harassing man and here we are 32 years later. My husband came into my job too. He definitely wasn't harassing me because girl, he could have had me in a whole corner and it would have been okay. I'm joking, but it would have been for real. That's a little bit of a joke, but at the end of the day, you can very well meet your boo thing at the job, okay? But inappropriate, uncomfortable, unhappy, making you feel a certain type of way about your job, there you need to have a couple of conversations and you need to be very much unemotional about it. Okay. You need to be unemotional and you need to have a very cool head about it. First of all, I would ask your boss just in a fact finding general question way, has was so and so sent to help me? I don't know if you do like a weekly touch base with your boss or whatever, your supervisor, but ask if this person has been asked to offer you help. If so, let them know that you're good right now and you don't need any help. And thank you so much for offering that resource, but maybe someone else might need it. Okay. That's one thing. Number two, if there is an opportunity within that question to kind of like, okay, well, is there anything else going on? Is it, well, you might want to offer it up to your boss or you might want to go. I mean, these are two conversations you could have with two different people or with the same person. But at the end of the day, if you feel like you are the one girl in the office and it's dominated by men and you have one man in particular who is annoying AF, and every time you look up, there he is, not only soliciting but also offering help and impeding on your work, then you need to say something about it. Because honestly, when they start the rhetoric about you being bitchy or whatever, you're not going to like how this conversation goes. Let me let my dog out real quick. Hold on just a second, guys. You guys keep going and I'll start highlighting some comments in just a second. Okay. All right, I'm back. Right, these inappropriate personal comments or he is interjecting himself into your work. It's two different scenarios. Because he could have been asked to sometimes your boss will tell someone to come help you and you don't even know. Now you got to be careful declining help because if your work is on the cusp of um that could be a problem. So you got to be careful when you decline help. But if you want to know where this help is coming from, was he asked to come get some work from you? Are you being asked to offload? Are you being given an opportunity? Like, I don't know. Like sometimes you just have to really read the room and don't take everything so personally. Not saying that sexual harassment should be tolerated in any way, shape, or form, but you have to really get out of your head and make sure that what you are dealing with at this moment is what you know that you are dealing with. Some people are just bugaboo work friends. And sometimes men being men are going to admire your beauty. They might say, you look nice today, just like any of your other coworkers might. It's like, girl, I love that outfit. You know what I'm saying? You won't think twice about it when it's a woman, but if it's a man, you might feel some type of way. Now, if he's saying things that are out of line, like "girl, I don't think you ready for this jelly," or "girl, bootylicious," that's a problem. Like he shouldn't be saying all of that. If he makes you feel uncomfortable, just understand. Again, you are working in a male work environment, so it might make you feel a way. Um, but I would maybe you can call your resource officer and have a conversation anonymously before you actually put some names to it. I don't know. If you work for a very small company, probably not going to work. But you might want to talk to your HR business partner anonymously or sit and say, I just want to, can you please have a conversation with this person? But you're saying he's saying inappropriate things to you. What are the inappropriate things? Is he talking about your butt? Is he talking about your breast? Is he noticing when you come and go? Is it giving a little bit stalker in the workplace? I mean, these are valid because people have had situations where you've got somebody at work who's waiting in the bushes outside your apartment. So I don't want to take it lightly. And it's a very serious situation. So I would look, and I've said this recently, so I'm going to say it again. As women, we are very conscious and aware that we always want to be nice and sweet and good and all of those things. But it is okay to run a concern up the flagpole and don't worry about being nice all the time. If this man, you're not sitting up there telling him, I like the way your shirt fits or your butt looks nice in those jeans. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes we have to not be so worried about being nice and liked. And at the end of the day, it is not okay for you to be sexually harassed at work. So if he is saying things to you that are unprofessional, make you feel uneasy, make you feel almost like you'd rather call it in and work from home or not be there, it really is incumbent on you to say something. And I would really, that's what your HR business partners for. Sometimes your boss is not necessarily always equipped to manage these type of situations because the first thing they want to do is call everybody into one room and nothing ever gets solved. HR is your referee. They are impartial and they really should take both sides of the situation and can create a plan and also offer resources and education for people to understand that maybe what was acceptable in one workplace is not acceptable in this workplace, and also have people understand that making advances or asking people out on dates or commenting on their body or commenting on their clothing or perfume or hair can make certain people, just because it was okay for one person doesn't make it okay for another. They are trained to be able to intercede in these situations and just make it cool. Okay. Where the boss might flare it up. And also, if the boss is saying, hey, so and so looks like she might need some help, or she's got 3 projects, you're in a good place, go see if you can help. We don't really know. So once again, we don't have enough information to fully answer this question. Yep, I have I have definitely gone into my boss and told them someone makes me uncomfortable before. Yeah, and they are going to consult with their business partner and see how to handle that situation. And they might have a private conversation with them and tell them, like, hey, because if you work in a big company or a big enough building where you have thousands of people all working under one company, um, there might be people dating. Like, let's just, it's not even as quiet as it's kept. It's happening. And someone could be married to somebody on a different floor in a different leadership, right? It happens, but it doesn't make it okay for someone to constantly kind of like, hey, so and so, and you're not interested. So I get it. And I think that these are two different problems. And I think you need to handle them as such. I think, in order of priority, you need to speak with your HR business partner first, let them know what's going on. And then you need to have your weekly or your monthly meeting with your manager and just go through your work situations and just ask, hey, was so and so, did you mention to so and so to offer me some help? Because I'm really in a good place right now. I don't need it. And leave it at that and let HR handle the other problem. Um, and or also, I wanted to let you know that I've had some situations because he has been a little aggressive with me in terms of his pursuit. He has said some inappropriate things to me, and me offloading work to him is just not something I want to do. Because you could have someone who's trying to sabotage your projects. He could be asking you, do you need help? And constantly wanting to help you, only to sabotage your projects that you've been assigned. So I would be very careful. I would just be very careful. And honestly, I would have some conversations sooner than later to let folk know that not only is he coming you from one way, he's also coming for you in another way. And he could be trying to sabotage you altogether. So I would just be really careful, and I would have some conversations very, very soon. Um, is that you're not imagining things. I think that you definitely need to get a hold of this right away. Let's see. Yep, I definitely gone into my boss and told him that some things make me uncomfortable. As an adult, she should be able to have a short conversation with him. Also, pull him to the side and say, "Look, I think you're really nice. I think we're good as colleagues, right? Like, I've got a boyfriend, or I'm married, or I'm focusing on work and I'm not really interested at this moment, but thank you so much for the invitation," and leave it at that. And if he does it again, boom. Um, and that being said, I don't need your help. If he doesn't change behavior at this point, then it's a problem. Not saying anything may be interpreted by him that she likes it, and that he's like actively pursuing, like she's being cute. Men seem to really amp up when you're not interested. I don't know what it is about that, but they love a woman that plays hard to get. Taking a support person with you to HR is a wonderful idea. Taking someone who actually could be a witness, or just somebody who can hold you up, and but yeah, even a independent neutral party who just has seen, yeah, he's been by like 10 times. Okay. And they can see on the cameras. If you are in a work environment where security may have cameras, they're going to see homie come to your desk 10 times. They may not have been looking for that, but they can run the cameras back and see that. Okay. um Okay. And also another thing, document. If so and so came by your desk, go into your notes section. Don't just do it in your phone. Go into your work computer and go into your calendar. So and so just stopped by my desk. So therefore, you have documented it on the work computer and it's in there. Let me tell you something. People start bothering you at the job, go into your notes or go into your work computer and write a brief note. Hold on a second, guys. Okay. Um, there's nothing wrong with keeping the documentation in your personal phone, but you can always email it to yourself. You know, you can go into your work calendar, your Outlook, you can print stuff off as a diary. Go, document if you have okay, number 1, make sure you're not documenting on your shared calendar. This is on your private calendar in your work computer, and I'm going to give you a couple of reasons why. Number 1, you can print it out as a journal diary. If you need to have you need to access it. You can email it to yourself if there was ever a problem. Also, just the fact that you have kept a journal, that you have journaled into your computer. Joe Blow came by, asked me, da, 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 told him no. So and so cornered me in the copy room and mentioned he loved my blouse or complimented my perfume or da, 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 da. You have all of this documented, and when you show up to a meeting and you are telling them that yet again, this person is continuing to harass me, and you have journaled all of the encounters that have happened, it makes a difference. And you also now have it in the company computer. So it's not just in your phone, which there's nothing wrong with that, but you've entered it like it's on record in the company coffers. So I feel like it's definitely more impactful because I'm gonna tell you, I had a situation once upon a time and I was documenting in my personal calendar in my computer, not my shared calendar with my team, but the calendar that no one else had access to. And when I was able to email my journal of encounters and situations and notes of a particular situation. And I was able to document those situations quickly, easily on the computer and device that I am using. It was, it's easier to continue to have your documentation, and it's also accessible, and it's also in the company email. Like there's just like it goes further. It's definitely something that you want to make sure you need to document that type of behavior. Um So make sure that you are documenting. Take a support person with you. Absolutely. Yes, they do. They love that chase. If you bring a third party to witness, you can email them thanking them for their support. Absolutely. Um, and whether it's even just a support or as a witness of, hey, you know, so and so that comes by my desk all the time, can you, even without telling them the tea, that you feel uncomfortable or anything, like getting them further involved, just letting them know, "Hey, I need for you, um, to that guy that came by like 10 times, I just need for you to witness that you've seen him come to my desk 10 times. That's it and that's all." Just leave it very general. Anyway, guys, this was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed these Dear Fran questions today. And just a little something, not even so much different. We did Dear Fran questions for a while. We probably haven't done Dear Fran questions probably for about 9 months, maybe even almost a year. I'm not sure, but we're back at it again. If you have a Dear Fran question for me, let me know. I'm not sure what day we're gonna do these on a regular basis, but I would say I don't know if Monday will be the day. I don't know what day is, or what days will seem like the good days, but we have plenty of letters to go through at this time. And I just enjoy kind of this format so much. And the question answer, relationship, career, finance, all of those things. If you have a question for me, make sure to click the link in the description box or the first pinned comment. Send me your question, and your question could be featured on the next episode of Dear Fran. We might even move these to nighttime because I feel like this might even be better for night. So if you guys want to call in or lunchtime type of thing. So today was kind of the first day back. Like I said, I got a bunch of responses and you guys have been so awesome with it. So I hope that this will continue. because we definitely like to help. And I think crowdsourcing ideas and help is where it's at as far as, giving people a 360, kind of help option. 100% put something in writing and put something in writing or made in the face. This was fun. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I like this idea of moving it to evening. Yeah, I think evening might be better so you guys can call in because I know a lot of you guys are working or doing things right now. So maybe not the best um time and space for this, but it's okay. We're gonna get it right. But I just wanted to make sure I get this back introduced into our regular kind of cadence of things that we have going on this channel. Anyway, guys, I will be back a little bit later with a reaction. I know we've got some getting caught up to do with some of these mummies. I have been getting caught up on some of the videos. It was a crazy weekend. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. I did. Victoria, how old is the baby now? A year? I would say your baby's got to be at least like a year now, right? Let us know. I feel unless you had another baby in this time. Anyway, guys, I'm going to let you guys go. Victoria, answer us down below. How old is the baby now? Otherwise, guys, have a wonderful day. Make sure to hit the like button for me. We will get back together later and do a reaction. Maybe we'll do the Keisha reaction tonight. Um, oh, good, Jackson Tabasco. I appreciate that. Let's do the Keisha reaction tonight or Jasmine. You guys let me know in the comments what you want to get caught up on first, and we will do that later on this evening. We'll do another members and mods. But yeah, like I said, I wanted to get this first Dear Fran kind of just up and running, get us back caught up in Dear Fran questions, and we'll just get back to a reaction later on today. You guys have a wonderful day. I will see you guys down in the comments, and I will add the Dear Fran link into the, like I said, the description box in the first pinned comment. You guys have a good day, and I will see you guys a little bit later on. Bye, guys.